Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Okami. Last time, we started going through the Wawku Shrine and shut down this phonograph slot machine thing that stopped the blizzard raging throughout Kamui. This is what was causing it. For doing so, we got the 13th and final brush technique from the god of ice, Itagami. Basically allowing us to control ice. Like, not that. This like pillar of ice over here, and it allows us to freeze these flame spiders. For doing so, we got the fifth and final reflector, Solar Flare, which is such an amazing weapon, which is why I'm going to be switching off for the time being to talk a bit more about Thunder's Edge. It's not going to be our main weapon. I just want to do one or two more fights with it, to be honest, because it didn't get, like, any screen time at all, and I feel bad, because Glaives have always gotten the short end of the stick when it came to screen time with weapons. And I know there's sub-weapons, and they get a fair amount of screen time. There's, Stray Bead right there, by the way, for jumping up from that flame spider you can freeze. I know they get a fair amount of screen time as sub-weapons, but that's not good enough for me. I want to talk about Thunder's Edge's design, specifically. I love this design. How, like, the hilt of it is, like a thundercloud. With, it just looks so cool that it expands. Like, I don't know if it'll, like, properly, there you go, you can see it a bit there. It just, like, expand, I don't know. I love the design of Thunder's Edge. It's also just probably my favorite glaive. Well, it's definitely my favorite glaive in the game because it has the ability of thunder on it. Look at my screen name. There you go. But, you know, I'm only going to do a couple more fights with it. I really hate to just leave it behind as a main weapon like that, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. But, not new enemy here, but an enemy we don't see much. In fact, we, like, barely ever see these enemies. These are poltergeists, if you remember. I believe we met them at Cat Call Tower originally. Basically, they're real enemies that combine all three elements in a sense. It can swap between them, and its full finisher will actually vary between the element. If it's fire, it'll be wind. If it's on fire, it'll be water, and so on and so forth for the different elements that it, you know, can take on. And I don't know, it's a really cool enemy, and I wish we saw it more in this game, to be honest. Now, let's talk about Blizzard. It's our 13th and final brush technique, and it's kind of anticlimactic. I hate to say it, but Blizzard just isn't that great. As a final brush technique, especially, you know, it's not even as good as that Stray Bead. It's just so... It isn't bad. It is not a bad power in and of itself. It's just... I feel like it should have been something else. Because Blizzard... You know, even on my initial playthrough of this game, I said that could have been combined with water, and... Guess what they did in Okami then? They combined Blizzard with water, because, you know, water is ice, and vice versa. Makes sense. I feel like that's how it should have been in this game, but at the same time, they do one really cool thing with Blizzard that we'll get to. Also, we're going to switch over to Solar Flare here, because I liked it. Did I upgrade it with Golden Dust? I didn't. Well, there's that, and at the meantime, let's just give it that one. For the Devour Beads. So Solar Flare has the ability of fire on it, much like Thunder's Edge had the ability of thunder on it. And, but again, back to Blizzard, it's just not that helpful. Like, you can freeze things, but you could also set them on fire. You could also slow down time. It's just, there's not a lot of moments where Blizzard comes in handy as just freezing things. And for once, by the way, you get the map fairly early on. Like, this is not that long into the dungeon. We have a map. That's like the only time in the game that this happens. So, kudos to Wawku Shrine, you have a useful map. Unlike, like, every other dungeon in the game. Not that I really feel you need maps in Okami, like, desperately. It's not like Zelda where I feel like your first playthrough of a dungeon, you pretty much need maps. You know, Okami's an adventure game, but dungeons aren't that, you know, unlinear. Non-linear is a better word for that. It's the actual word for that, rather. Anyway, another Dogi here. I said before that you get a golden peach every time you beat them. That was wrong. You'd get one for just that fight, as far as I know. But they still give a lot of demon fangs, of course. So still worth beating them, obviously, because of that. Actually, that was an avoidable fight, I believe. It was just kind of, it might have been a pain to avoid, unless you have the Spirit Bell on. But anyway, here's the one really cool thing this game, Okami, does with Blizzard. Open your eyes, Froball. There's a big old hole here. You'd better be more careful. I'm too young and handsome to die. Hey look, this pit's all got all that sparkly stuff in there. Yes, when the area is sparkly like this, ice crystals are blowing up out of this pit. You can use Blizzard to actually freeze the air and make ice platforms for yourself. And this is such a cool concept. And I really wish they would have taken it farther than this. Because as it is, it's a really, really cool concept. And the ways they use it is awesome. But it's just, that's like the one cool thing Blizzard ends up doing. And it's only in this dungeon. It's never used again. And I congratulated the game last time on using all of your brush techniques. And to be fair, in this dungeon, they use Blizzard a lot. Well, not maybe a lot, but they use it enough where, you know, it satisfies me. It's satisfying. It's just, they don't overall, throughout the entire game, use it enough. Well, granted, this is the last brush technique. So, I mean, if at the same time as it's anticlimactic, it's like you're not, it's not like they, maybe they knew they wouldn't be able to do much with Blizzard during development and said, okay, let's make it the last one because then we won't have to have much time to do stuff with it, so it's more excusable that, you know, there isn't much to do with it. Maybe that was their idea, but I still feel like they just should have done more. Anyway, we only need one more upgrade until we are full on our praise upgrades, until we have a full astral pouch. So we'll be getting that fairly soon. That did not cause whirlwind. Why? Why? Hey, we got a cannon here, so let's use Veil of Mist. And slow that down. Get hit by it anyway. Good job, me. Great fucking work. So, I'm good at this game, guys. I promise. Is it dead? Yeah, it is. I thought they gave us a demon flag for a minute. I was like, wait, I don't remember that. No, it was just a... Oh, excuse me. It was just a blue demon scroll back there. Which will make us fight another Dogu. They really like Dogus. I remember Dogus being a lot more defensive. Maybe it's because... I don't know, may have held off on using gold dust or something until, I don't know why I'd hold off here because we're in the final stretch, but I don't know, I remember them being a lot more defensive and a lot more difficult to beat than that. I'm just better at the game than I used to be, I don't know. Hasn't been that long since I recorded the LP in my last playthrough, but you know, whatever. This room is a bit annoying because it's ice physics. It's one of the few times Okami forces you to use ice physics, or rather to deal with them, but... yeah, you can. Oh god! It breaks the ice. I didn't know that. Well, that sucks. The ice does reform and it has a really cool effect to it, but I didn't know it broke the ice. What happened? I killed him. I murdered him. That man was standing out too long. No, I don't even know it's breaking that ice now. It's just breaking. That's nice. Good to know that it doesn't like me. Thanks, ice. Yeah. Don't like you either. I don't have to. You're not my friend. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Anyway. So, we are at this sort of checkpoint. I'm going to go ahead and save real quick. And while we're at it, let me just say I actually really like the music in the Wawku Shrine. It's one of the few dungeon themes in the game, rather, that I really find memorable. We're going to go and use Golden Peach here, because we might as well fill up our Astro Pouch, and let's go ahead. Look who's here. This guy doesn't waste any time. I like his style. This must be the silver demon, Nechku. He's one of the twin demons that turned Kamui into an icy waste. What luck finding him alone? Sorry, fella. I know you just recently woke up from a long slumber, but you're gonna have to go back to being a statue now. Hey, where's that bird brain going? Huh? Look, over there. Isn't that you? from 100 years ago, Ami. I don't get it. What's that old self of yours doing here? So our fight with Shiranui begins against the battle against the Silver Demon Nechku, sorry. And let me say this, Shiranui is awesome. The only times he can really hurt Nechku are when he's down because of Shiranui just launching himself at him. It's amazing. Shiranui is just so powerful and fast and like, just look. This is what we are like at full power. And you saw that like multi-power slash he did. And look at this. Look at the Gale Storm he has. He just caused basically a tornado. All of his brush techniques are super powered. He has the weapons. Like, that's the sub-rosary he's firing at there, and it's really powerful. He has a sub-reflector that basically, like, launches himself around Nechku here. He is just amazing. And he has this cherry bomb that's huge and causes, like, a massive explosion. You're never able to do this in the game, and it's such a upsetting thing that you can't do any of this during, like, New Game Plus. I can understand not being able to do that. That would be kind of game-breaking, but, like, the multi-power slash, the huge cherry bomb, the super Gale Storm, I would love to be able to do that in something like New Game Plus. Anyway, Nechku's down, mostly thanks to Shiranui. You guys really did a number on Bird Brain there. Quick, Ami, before your old self steals all the glory. Finish that demon off. That's the gold demon, Nechku. And look, isn't that Oki? At last I have you cornered. Going to finish you off this time. Kutone shall blaze silver once more. Those demons aren't finished yet. Better back off for now, Ami. No, Oki, don't! This is what separates a hero from the rest. You're about to witness history in the making. Kutone, trusty sword of the great hero Oki, shall awake. Now's the chance. I can finish them off. Come on, Ami, pull! Just a little more! Oki, your sword. Hmm? Kutone. It's glowing silver. By the great spirits of the air, earth, and sea. I was so blind. I should have known. At last, I understand. The sacred sword Kutone, defender of Kamui, could not possibly wake while the heart of its wielder was clouded with selfish desire. That is why I couldn't defend Kamui with this sword, let alone protect the lives dear to me. Now don't start turning all sappy on me, Oki. You gotta focus. Focus! Finish off those demons and you restore peace to your village. The spirits of the earth and sea, and the sacred sword Kutone, grant me the power to save this land of Kamui.